Check. Check. It's moving. We have movement. Can we hear? Hello. Check. Still not working. That's the desktop. Check. Check. Is it working? Do we have audio? Is it working on this one though? Is it working over here? Is it working over here? Yeah? Mrs. Otter. Mrs. Otter saved the day. How are we doing? What's up, everybody? Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Otter gang. My audio gang. Oh, did I just have a boomer moment? Yeah, I think so. Total boomer moment. Forgive me. Turning 33 on the 18th. Oh, well. Look at Bitcoin. Let's go. How we all doing? Shout out to you, TRD Farmer. Shout out to you, Space Invader. Hope you're all doing well. Mrs. Otter saving the day as per usual. You know, a couple months ago, we had internet problems. She was out on the balcony in the crane position, pointing north with our router in order to get a better internet signal. You know, she was out there holding that thing for about an hour-long stream, and she would sacrifice that time in this heat of Sydney, Australia, in order to make sure that the Otter gang got their message. So thank you, Mrs. Otter, for always being there. We bought her some flowers today because, you know, Mrs. Otter's always here helping the community behind the scenes. She's number one when it comes to the Otter gang. So let's take a look at Bitcoin now that you guys can hear me. We have been trading in this range. One thing that I've noticed is on the weekly, we do have a green dot on Market Cipher. Just letting you guys know that there is a green dot on Market Cipher weekly, which is bullish, but we'll have to wait and find out because we can see how overbought the stochastic is on the weekly. So we'll have to wait. We still got some days, obviously, to see if it prints this green dot or not, right? So that's just something I wanted to bring to your attention on the weekly. We will flip through all these times and get you guys a better idea of what we think it's going to do. Now, remember, there has been mad news. This Swiss bank just got bailed out $52 billion. This Swiss bank just got bailed out $52 billion. Can I get a cut of that cheese? Well, it's not looking good for the banks. You know, when they increase interest rates like this, you know, it tends to really affect the market. And if we go over to the S&P, we can see that it has had a down day after breaking through this level of key resistance on this trend line. It has had a bad day. It's gone way down. It's been bailed out. It's coming back up to test the trend line again. So we're getting mixed signals here, but it is bouncing around this trend line. It broke up, now it dropped below, and now it's attempting to break out again. Now on the dollar index, we can see that we've had a big pump up, and now we've trickled down as well. So very, very, very mixed signals. Not good news, but Bitcoin remains to hold strong. Like the title of the thumbnail, it says we're holding strong, and it looks like we're holding strong. I mean, we've pumped up and we've managed to hold these levels. Now, will we drop down? That is yet to be determined, but we can see that we have put in the new high as of the other day, and we've come down and we've consolidated sideways here. So we did get Mr. Gary Gensler, I believe, the SEC, declaring that Ethereum, Matic, and even ADA, all these proof of stake as securities. He says they're all securities. So that hasn't been good for the alt market. You can see here that they have come down quite a bit over the past day. So we'll look at some trade setups. We're definitely going to look at Matic because we know TRD Farmer loves his Matic. He's automatic with Matic. So we're going to take a look at that. But first, we're going to flip through all these time zones. Flipping through time zones. No, we're going to flip through the time frames and look at what Bitcoin is looking to do because we want to farm it, right, TRD Farmer? We want to farm that Bitcoin. So we'll take a look at it. and we'll see what we can get from these charts. We have some levels and things like that, but we can see on the daily we have come up, we've passed over the zero line, but we do not seem to be making this money flow turn to the green, right? We, even with this green dot, these double green dots normally bring us up quite a bit. Yes, it did bring us up, but the money flow remains in the red, right? And we can see the stochastic peaked and now it has dropped down. So that is sort of a bearish sign. I wouldn't put all my cards into it, but it's definitely a bearish sign. I loves me some Bitcoin, says Armani Webb. Shout out to you, Armani Webb. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being part of the Otter Gang. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for being here. That's awesome. We all love some Bitcoin. So let's go down to the 18 here. We can see the 18 has curled over and the stochastics is pointing up right now. So we could get a little bit of a relief here, but we can also see that money flow is in the red, right? So we have the VWAP bouncing off the zero line right now. Let's look for a reaction off of that zero line to either stay bullish or bearish. It can be a leading indicator in that case, especially when the VWAP is at the zero line. It will kind of indicate which way the trend is going to continue, right? Now we go down to the 12. We can see that on the 12, red money flow starting to come out, right? Starting to come out since this pump, but seems to not be able to break down through the zero line. We've had the pump and we've come down. Stochastics is starting to go to the red. We'll watch the 12-hour carefully, especially in the next four or 5 hours, to watch if we do get a red dot here, and that could possibly bring us down. We got to watch these longer term time frames to build up a plan to how we're going to trade the Bitcoin. Now we can see on market Cipher A, we have had a blue triangle, right? So when looking at this blue triangle, it is a reversal, but we did get the green continuation. This could be just because of the inflation coming in at 6%. We had the massive move and we have this green dot, but it is very, very wicky looking. It's definitely John Wicken. You can see that even if you go to the 2-day or the 3-day, this thing looks very, very bearish, in my opinion, on these higher term time frames, because obviously we've failed to get above here. We've put in a new high, but we've come right back down into this key level of trading for the Bitcoin, right? So something to keep your mind on is that, yes, we've come up. We can also see that we've put higher highs and we're putting lower lows, right? So look for this to come up, put in another momentum wave, right? Make the bearish divergence and head downwards. That's what that leading indicator would be, is if we have these higher highs, which we definitely do, that this one here, if we trickle down a little bit, there would be a nice entry in order to get this beautiful short entry. So something to keep an eye on. Notice that we are making a bearish divergence on these higher term time frames. So as we go through, we can see, yes, we've wicked up. We do have the green continuation that was from the news, and now we've consolidated sideways. So definitely watch this range. Let's look. For me, I'm looking for a short entry. I'm looking right now for something to come back up into this level and possibly take it down. Looking for a healthy retracement somewhere in the middle of this range so that we can get into a nice juicy trade. Now, we have that trade set up coming right at you, so stay tuned. Here we go. Let's pull up the TA. What do we have for you guys? Well, we have this level down below. Let's go to the 4. We have the 4 hour here. We have the curl over of the momentum wave. Let everything coming craving down in one big swoop so we can move only upwards. If it only moved down and then up, we would all be millionaires, but let's hope for it. AK, thank you so much for being here. Shout out to you, my friend. We will watch this. We definitely have some levels for you guys, and they have been respected throughout. So we're going to watch for a retracement, and hopefully we can see the price come down. And it doesn't, to me, what goes, look how long it took us to get down. Why isn't my, look how long it took us to get down, and then all of a sudden, huge pump over like 3 days. Like, there has to be some sort of healthy retracement, but you never know. It is Bitcoin. It is volatile. Bitcoin dominance is something we're going to look at too. A lot of Bitcoin dominance lately because people are taking their money out of alts because of all this FUD that's been spread around, right? So we have these levels. So we got this level. Let's get rid of this volume for now. We have this level at 23K. We can make that an even number. It's very important. If you're at 22,950, always bring it to an even number. It won't let me click it. Just so that you can unlock it. It was locked. Okay. Just so that you can know that this is a psychological level, right? If it's 2950, right? 23K is a lot easier to type into your keyboard, so a lot of people will be waiting there just so you don't miss it. Psychological levels are more important than if this was like 29,938, right? We want to be as close as possible, but always go to the psychological level because that's where people will be putting in their trades. So you can see that we have this level down here, and I believe it's just a beautiful Fibonacci golden pocket with some confluence of a volume profile throughout this range. So if we go and we zoom out and we pull some volume from where this all started, we can see that we have this point of control right here, massive amount of volume. So if we are going to continue to the downside, look for a definite reaction at this 23K area. If we pull a fib from the bottom to the top here, we can also see that in between the 0.5 and the golden pocket is definitely there as well. So we need to be very cautious of this level and look for a reaction there. And if we do continue even further down, look to the value area low here that we can also draw a box around for you guys just in case you think we can't come lower. Well, we can always go lower. We can always go higher. It's important for us to be prepared for these levels as we approach them and look for a reaction in order to trade them successfully, right? So as we watch price move down, we want to be watching these levels. Now we notice here that Bitcoin just blasted right through most levels that have been respected in the past, such as this support and resistance, So we know that with high volume, Bitcoin is going to make very drastic moves. So we have to be prepared for that. So make sure to add these to your charts. Be prepared to trade them. But this 23K area is what I'll be looking for mostly if Bitcoin decides to move downwards. Now let's go into the tighter term time frame. Tighter term time frames. Oh, there's a children's book on trading that we're gonna write. A tighter term time frame. Anyways. This is the level that I'm looking at right now, and price could be coming up to it. I'm looking for a reaction at 24,711. If you like the 711, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We always like a big gulp drink or a slushie or whatever 711 has in your area. It's always interesting to go to a 711 in different parts of the world. I've been to a 711 in the UK, in Canada, in Australia, And Mrs. Otter said there's some really interesting stuff at the 7-Elevens in Thailand, I believe she said, where you can buy some really interesting items. So always check out the 7-Elevens worldwide if you like traveling like me and Mrs. Otter. So these have been respected. We gave these the other day. We had this level here up top that was given and it was respected. Then we had this one at the bottom that was respected, and now we've really tightened this consolidation period, right? Volume has come out. We can see that it has definitely cooled down and it's waiting for a reaction. Could it be this news event coming up here with building permits? Possibly, but I don't think it is as significant as what's coming. I believe it's next week. So we will keep you informed on the news, but right now the big news is definitely how the banks are going broke. They are being bailed out, and people are trying to withdraw their funds, and they're not able to do so. Therefore, the governments are having to step in. It happened with Swiss Bank. It happened with SVP. And now we got to be prepared for anything to happen because, obviously, these interest rates have greatly affected the investors and the banks. So we need to be aware for the news, to stay informed on the news. There's multiple people. I think Twitter is very good as long as you can filter through all the BS, and also channels such as Altcoin Daily, very big popular channel. I like Cryptos R Us as well. So just keep your eyes peeled for any new news emerging that can affect the markets, right? I will try to keep you as informed as possible. We have a free Discord. Join us in the Discord. We did post a couple things about that $52 billion bailout today on the Swiss banks. We have multiple things, but obviously I'm a full-time carpenter, so I'm just trying to show you guys that even as a full-time carpenter, I can come with a plan, trade these markets, extract profits, and pay myself at the end of the day, even though that I work a regular 9 to 5, right? So it's trying to give the retail investor / trader some hope in order to extract some profits for themselves, right? To create that life of freedom. That's why we're here. So thank you so much for smashing those like buttons. I greatly appreciate it, and thank you for being here. You guys are legends. Now, we're going to wait for this level to see if it gets hit. I would not jump into a trade down in the middle of this range. It just, to me, it looks too risky. We have to wait for some sort of action on the prices. So be patient out there, which is hard to do, especially after we had this huge move to the upside. I mean, there's a lot of FOMO in the air, and we don't want to miss out, but we also want to protect our profits and protect our capital, right, as we're trading. So don't rush into a trade. Maybe even go look over at Matic or Ethereum, because they have been moving a lot more than Bitcoin if you're looking for some more movement. So we'll jump over to them. But remember, the S&P is trying to get above. The Dixie is dumped a little bit, and if the Dixie is dumping, then Bitcoin's pumping. So it's very mixed signals. I think it's more to do with fear and uncertainty with what's going on in the markets and with all these bank runs that are going on. It's very, very challenging times, and it's hard to trade these. So that's why we have a level. We look for the setup. We look for divergences, and hopefully that price can come up to these levels and react a certain way that we're able to justify jumping into a trade. See, right now we had a huge push up. It wasn't high enough in order for me to consider a trade. This 24,711 is obviously at a key level of volume above here, and it is also fib golden pocket, right? So we're looking for entries such as this. We're not going to just willy-nilly jump into a trade up here at 24,531 and just hope that it works its way back down. I'd rather watch it work its way back down, jump into a price at the bottom of the range, and look for a bigger push to the upside. We can see that we are making higher lows, but we want to be patient here and wait for a reaction in these markets. So we'll jump over to Matic, because my good friend TRD Farmer was talking about Matic, and it's automatic, man. I was looking at this earlier, and we have had quite a push down on Matic, but we do have some key significant levels that we were giving in the Discord and the stream a couple days ago. So we came up and we hit this $125 area very well. And if you had gotten into that, that would have been a great short position. I mean, right now you would have been up quite a bit, and you could have just put in this quite tight, actually. Like, it was pretty much to the dollar, right? And it was down 13%, which happened, a couple days ago. So right now we can see that we've worked our way down. And what are we going to look for now? So let's zoom in a little bit. We know we have these key levels above us and below us. So let's expand this. We can see that we had this bearish news. We came up, we double topped, we dropped down, we came down and touched this key level of support at $1.07. And now we're back inside this range. Now this range is critical for Matic to stay bullish. So we can see that we've come dipped under, but we've also been brought back up into it, and we continue to consolidate here. So what I'd be looking for a Matic is I'd be looking for a reaction at these key levels in order to jump into a short, because I'm looking for shorts right now, because for me, Bitcoin is exhausted at the top of the range. It's had a huge pump, and unless unless we get bullish news, which I don't see coming with all this FUD about the banks, I'm looking for a push upwards to grab liquidity on all assets and then a dump down. That's what I'm looking for. That's what the markets have been telling me. So that's what I'll be searching for in a trade. Obviously, we can pull a fib from the top here, swing down to here, and we can see it just matches up with our other level just above us, right? So we're looking for reactions at these prices, and as price works its way up, we can look for these trades, right? This is definitely a level here at the 0.5, but I'd be looking for something with more volume, more fruition in order to make its way up to this area, have a reaction, and drop down. Otherwise, I'm looking to the bottom of the range, and the bottom of the range is simply right here where we bounced off of the level was given before, but we can also see that if we do decide to do some sort of double bottom here, we can drop a lower low and maybe print this bullish divergence here, and we can have something like this that prints off a bullish divergence and sends us upwards. So also, now that we have that key level at 186, we can also have a key level down here at 146 or 104 and 108. So a little bit of a difference, but it's Matic, it's 4%, right? So look for certain reactions on the market, pull your fibs, pull your levels, know where your volume profiles are, and have a good idea of the range that you're trading, and practice good risk management and put the odds in your favor. And by doing that, you can preserve your capital and also win some trades and make some nice profits. So looking at Ethereum here, we're just going to jump over quickly, and we can see that we've drawn out this box. Obviously, there's a huge level of difference here. So let's mark out this bottom over here that obviously we've bounced on. Just like Matic, we've come down, right? And we're looking for a bounce up where we can jump into a short. Same kind of deal, ride it down to this 1500 area, but also look for the different scenario would be for us to roll over here, put in a lower low, and then bounce off some sort of bullish divergence, right? So these are the things I'd be looking for reactions on both of these coins. They trade very similarly. They move quite a lot. They're more violent than Bitcoin is, and Bitcoin has obviously held strong. Now, why is that? And I believe that's just because people are afraid in their alts. You can see Bitcoin dominance has shot to the moon, right? It has clearly shot to the moon, and that was poorly drawn. Sorry about that. But it's clearly shot to the moon recently because people are taking their money and they're realizing that Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. It is not reacting. It's somewhere where people can park their money and hopefully feel a little bit more safe than these banks, which is the whole reason why Bitcoin was created. So this is good news for Bitcoin because it can show that, hey, no matter what, BYOB, be your own bank, is working in the sense that, all this bank failure stuff, all the banks have crashed 20, 30, 40%, and yet Bitcoin remains strong. So it goes to show you that it has managed to do what it was always intended to do. Going over the CME, make sure to mark these on your charts. We got a CME gap at 21,110 and a CME gap at 27,350. Now look for these both to be attacked. This one was freshly created, and this one has been there for quite some time. So if we do head downwards, look for us to attack this 2110 area, but also be very cautious because we do have the potential always to pump with Bitcoin. It is volatile, but let's try and set ourselves up with good trades, jump into these trades, extract some profits, pay yourselves, let the rest of the trade run, and let it be a profitable trade no matter what by paying yourself early and letting it run. You know what I mean? So let's try to get those good entries. Let's look for some sort of swing failure pattern on Bitcoin right now in order to extract some profits. Now look at this. We could be working our way back up, and if it does work its way to 24,711, we'll be looking to jump into this trade. It looks like it might have some legs right now. So maybe the volume's coming in. Let's take a look. We can see we are having quite a change in volume. It was pretty flat down here. We can also look at, we have, where is it? VWAP, it's below the VWAP. It is pushing up. Volume is coming up as well. We have the golden pocket here. Yeah, so let's be patient. Let's see if we get a reaction up at this 24,711 and see if Bitcoin can continue downwards. We need to be careful, though, because we know that the top of this range is at 25.2-ish, right? So make sure to watch these levels. Trade with caution, practice good risk management, and hopefully we can extract some profits together. Is there any other alts you guys want me to look at before I depart or go or whatever? ADA's come down quite significantly as well. It's in sort of a long-term or a short-term bearish flag. It's dropped down, popped out. You can see this ADA bearish flag as well. We're definitely looking a little bit more bearish than normal. So be cautious here and make sure to practice good risk management. What do you guys think? Do you guys like these new mindset videos I've been putting out along with the trading videos to try and help you guys manage your mindset? It's just a quick reminder. I've been making them more recently. I'm trying to do one a week for you guys in order to help you guys remind yourselves to preserve your capital, have a good outlook, a long-term outlook on trading, how to manage your emotions, I think was the last one. And it's not easy, when price moves so dramatically and it's so volatile like it is in Bitcoin, and we miss trades and we over leverage ourselves, or we don't use good risk management, or we do use really good risk management, but we don't get the right entries and we get stopped out. I mean, it can be a frustrating game. So as we play this game and we try to pay ourselves along the way, it's important to keep that long-term outlook, right? We're developing skills here. We're developing a plan, a trading strategy with confluences that multiple things can add to our strategies, right? We can use the market cipher, the Fu Manchu, we can use the VWAP, we can use volume, we can use the levels, right? And we can continually try to perfect this skill, right? Maybe it's about not always trading, right? Maybe it's about trading less and making those trades count, being a bit more patient. Maybe we need to lower our leverage, right? There's multiple things we can do in order to try to make our trading strategy more profitable. We come to the charts with a fresh mind and a plan, right? And with that plan, we need to execute. And without a fresh mind, we're not able to execute that plan because either we're afraid of entering a trade or we're entering way too many trades. It can be one way or the other. But as we manage our mindset through this difficult market, which is very difficult because it's mixed messages, bull runs on, bear runs on, lots of clickbait titles, a lot of people selling you FUD. And at this channel, we're not about that. We can make a clickbait thumbnail that has me going, and I've stopped using my open mouth faces on my thumbnails because I don't think that's fair to people. I think it's more responsible to you guys as a streamer, as someone who trades, to say, hey, we're an honest, hardworking person who's trying to extract profits here and share their ideas and thoughts with you in a community that wants to be profitable and wants to help each other. And by doing that, I feel like the message will get out to more people because we're all here to help one another, right? And we get to build a healthy, safe, profitable community, which is what this is all about, right? So I really appreciate all your guys' support. I'm going to go because Mrs. Otter is making a bomb diggity dinner, and I'm looking forward to this. So God bless you guys. Thank you for being my beautiful, beautiful... Oh, Ajax. One more quick Ajax. Oh, you got me just in the middle. You got me, farmer. For you, no problem. Right? Ajax, 2 levels. We have them here. We were looking at this. We'll pull volume across for you. We'll see where the fib is. We got the point of control. We have the value area low here. We also have this volume node below here. We can pull fib. We can see that we're above the VWAP, right? We're definitely looking for a bounce. and we're definitely looking for it to come up to this level of point of control and maybe get rejected. So I'd be patient with Ajax. And look, we're bouncing off the golden pocket. So if it does pump up, look for it to have a reaction at around 49 cents or whatever this is. Yeah, 49 cents. So look for it to come up, but it is being suppressed by this golden pocket, but it is above the VWAP. So look for it to work its way up to this level and have some sort of reaction at 50 cents. So be patient out there. Ajax moves quite a lot, so any kind of help, I'm sure. Yeah, it's something to be noted that this moves a lot. So lower the leverage on stuff like this and try to practice good risk management. But yeah, you can still trade it. There's key levels, there's key supports. This 0.5 is highly saturated along with this. So this area here at 46 cents to 49 cents is a highly saturated area. You can see that with the volume here and the volume down below. So make sure to watch that. We're right in the middle of this beautiful sandwich, so be careful on Ajax. But it does look like it is working its way up to this point of control, and then look for a reaction either to flip it to support by coming up and continuing, or to get rejected and head downwards, right? But I'd be looking at that 50 cent mark for a reaction. And until then, I'd be patient. Maybe look for, if we pull this for a retrace, and let's say we put in a high here, you'd be looking at the bottom of this range for a retrace in order to enter some sort of long. I'd be patient for the long and look for something like that. All right. Thanks so much for being here. XCAD. Love the added perspective. Anytime, my friend. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll be here tomorrow, same time, same place. God bless to all of you. You guys take care. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your day. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm live. I'm always on the Discord checking in on you guys, except when I'm sleeping, obviously. But thank you so much for joining me. God bless. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Mrs. Otter, did I buy you flowers? Yeah, I did. You know why? Whoa. What is that? Mrs. Otter, are those the flowers I bought you? Are you bringing them over to show them off? Oh my God, invasion of flowers. That's that crypto flower money. Oh, wow. Look at that, Mrs. I'm not holding them. Mrs. Otter's holding them. Invasion. Yeah, girl, you spoiled. Yeah. Bye.